Our floor 10, who art in summit, hallowed thee by XP. Thy kingdom come, thy nerf be done. In game as they cry in forum, give us this day our daily grind, and forgive us our optimization, as we do not forgive thee. Lead us not into more glitches, but deliver us from expectations. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever. Ubisoft. Right, all jokes aside, I did have a little bit of fun writing that intro. Floor 10, it's gone bye-bye. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Only time will tell. I can say for certain that the only times I have ever used Summit was floor 10. Pretty much could say the same for my entire clan. A lot of the friends I play with, a lot of people I know, the only reason any of them ever touched the Summit was originally the floor 100 farm and then floor 10 farm. So from a personal standpoint, Summit is now dead. Like, there's no reason to go there. Want XP? Convoys. Want loot? Countdown. Like, for me, from a logistical standpoint, I see zero reason for them to have done this. There isn't one. Oh, but it's an exploit. Okay, but who is it hurting? By definition, from Google, Oxford Dictionary, exploit. Make use of a situation in a way considered unfair or underhanded. Like a damage glitch. Being able to farm XP at an exponential rate is not underhanded or unfair, considering everyone can do it. And it's not exactly a hard build to do. 4-piece Eclipse, Vile Mask, and a Wyvern holster if you're going suboptimal, Golem if you're going optimal. It is, from a technical standpoint of what the game defines, yes, it's an exploit. For the actual definition of an exploit, because it's not underhanded in any way, shape or form, or unfair really, because it's just XP. What's that going to give you? Like, seriously, what's more XP going to give you? If anything, floor 10 is the one thing that kind of actually kept a lot of the endgame players playing. I mean, yeah, sure, eventually get rid of it. I get that. For me, personally, I mean, I can take it or leave it. I like floor 10 for the XP it gives. It allows me to optimize builds at a greater rate so that I'm able to make more videos. That's the reasoning behind me utilizing floor 10. So that, you know, it just helps me grind out builds for videos so that I can put them up. Floor 10 is a useful tool for that. However, floor 10 is also mind-numbingly boring. But then, so is everything when you've done it 100 times. But still, the big issue I have with this is PC still crashes. I've actually still got pictures of people with rifle damage on their ARs. I have pictures of people that had on their Picaros holster the 20% weapon damage. They knew it was changing. They farmed ones that had crit chance and crit damage on. Wasn't too sure on how the 15% weapon core would be placed, so they just got a double crit one, thinking they'll either get crit chance or crit damage. The 15% weapon damage, and then they could change the armor to 15% weapon damage. They were happy with that, etc, etc. They've logged in today to check them, and it's explosive resistance and repair skill, I believe. Like, my crit chance, crit damage, perfect spotter chest is now weapon handling. Like, I don't get why you would dedicate time and resources to fix a non-issue that was hurting 0 people and actually keeping one of your more boring game modes alive when there are bigger problems in the game. Like, you know, PC still crashing. The fact that half the game doesn't actually work as intended performance-wise. The fact that I can get shot through a frigging pane of glass, but I can't shoot them back. The fact that plants are bulletproof. The fact that when I get on a minigun I can fire for about 3 seconds, but when an enemy gets on a minigun it's friggin' Rambo time, unlimited ammo, go friggin' nuts. There are bigger issues in this game than Floor 10. But nope, they decided that they would dedicate time and resources. The priority listing as well was like medium. It was medium priority. From the moment it was listed, it took them 2 weeks. 2 weeks. If only they could fix this game in 2 weeks, it would have a larger player base. Like, I don't get the reasoning behind this at all. Like, I'm on the fence as to whether, like, the whole Floor 10 thing even being worth it. Like, I kind of get it because it's an exploit by them. Like, they did not intend it to be that way, etc, etc, etc. Like, they obviously want the game to be played as they intended. Fine, I get that, but at the same time, it was literally not hurting anyone. It wasn't detrimental to the game. If anything, them patching it now has been more detrimental to the game. I'm seeing more people saying no, turn it back, than I am being like, yay, Floor 10's fixed. Like, for every single time I see someone go, yay, Floor 10's fixed, they're swamped with a flood of, you a fucking idiot, mate. Like, the only reason Summit was ever being played in the first place was because of Floor 10. I'm not going back to the Summit now, I've got no reason to. There's no point. It's like, oh, but the loot, countdown. Oh, but the XP. Well, the XP was terrible anyway. The only reason you actually got any XP in the first place was because of the boss completion. Floor 10, quickest and easiest. Like, it's almost like they're intentionally sabotaging their own game. Then there's the loot cave argument. There's another one. Gaming terminology. Loot cave. An area typically inaccessible by conventional means that offers some players greater loot drops that would not typically be available. No, because everyone can do Floor 10. And in terms of loot drop, Countdown's still better. Hell, there's a loot farm in Federal Emergency Bunker. There's one in Bank Headquarters. That, when it comes to like loot per hour, I think they're measured in, or is it loot per minute? Either way, I don't know about Federal Emergency Bunker, but Countdown certainly has a greater loot per minute / hour than Floor 10, as does Bank Headquarters. And I know that there are more as well. They're the only two that I'm going to spoil because they're actually not that good, because you can only do, well, the Federal Emergency Headquarters, or whatever it's called, though the Bank one, you could only do it on challenging and when it's invaded. But yeah, like, the whole, oh, but it's a loot cave and it gives people advantage. No, it doesn't. There are like 1,000,001 guides on how to do it, how to set it up, how to keep it, all over the internet. Like, you would actually have to be a goldfish living under a rock and under constant threat from a frigging cow to not know Floor 10. I don't understand why this is an issue. I really don't. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm just salty because I've lost my Floor 10 farm. I maybe do it once or twice a month, if that. And I get bored after like 20 levels. My big gripe with it is the simple fact that they dedicated time, effort and resources to a complete non-issue. It's like, where are your priorities? I don't understand why you would do this when there are larger issues at hand. I still crash at least twice a day throughout like a gaming session. I still crash. Like, I mean, part of it all stems from a large issue. I actually personally, completely personal, I don't understand why they're releasing new content when there are still bugs in the game. I think it was Rainbow Six Siege. They had it's like a 3-month patch that they were doing. I forgot, it was like Operation Health or something. They stopped releasing content, and all they did for the next 3 months was just opened up the forums to bug fixes and exploits and everything else only. And they spent 3 months dedicated to just fixing the game. I mean, admittedly, Division 2 probably needs a year, but like, that is genuinely what we need. I would happily wait for new content. Happily. Fix the game. I mean, if that included Floor 10 as well, with its non-exploit exploit, fine. Wouldn't argue, because other things are getting fixed. But none of this is happening. Like, it should be getting done, and it's not. We were told that we'd be getting our original roles back. We haven't. We were told we could put weapon damage on Picara's holster. We haven't. There's another one as well, actually. I've noticed that a lot of B&A pieces from random things, all of my roles have changed. Every piece of Brazos or whatever it's called, B&A, every piece, the roles I originally had are all gone. I've now got random pieces with random roles again. I'm sorry, but I don't know where to go. I just don't. Developing a game could not be this hard, right? It really can't. They've got their priorities mixed up, and they're patching and fixing the wrong things while the game is still broken. Like, can we just get a game that works? And when you say that, oh yeah, we'll give you your original roles back, give me my original roles back. When you tell us that in TU16 you're going to focus on fixing the performance on PC, fix the performance on PC. Why are you wasting time with a Floor 10 complete non-issue? That is my big problem with all of this. Floor 10 literally hurt no one. It was a gentle little squirrel hiding in the corner, never hurt anybody, didn't say a bad word about anything, and you've just gone and stepped on him. Yet the big angry badger at the back of the room that keeps causing everyone to crash is still there, still angry. And I've run out of food for the little bastard. Seriously, massive Ubisoft. Sort your shit out. You made a pretty good comeback, doubling your player base, but I've already noticed from the numbers that you publish, you've dropped 31% already. Have fun. Good luck, don't die. It's bad for the health.